Down the latest Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, how Jennifer Lawrence is getting involved, and you guys, Winter House season 2 is coming. We have so much to talk about in terms of our Bravo headlines this week, but of course, before we get into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss any of our future videos. I am your host, Blakely McHugh, and joined by Bravo Connoisseur. That's your new title, Morgan. Morgan
I
right
love
here to
it.
break down all the latest Bravo drama. Last week we were talking so much about Real Houses of Beverly Hills, and again, I feel like that is just dominating the Bravo headlines each week. How are you feeling about the latest episode before we like totally get into it?
I know a lot of people have been critical about this season, even Jennifer Lawrence, as I know we're going to discuss here in a minute. But I actually
Mm-hmm.
am really enjoying this season. Obviously, there are moments I feel like that went too far, everything we've discussed in the past with
Yes.
Sutton. But I thought yesterday's episode was classic housewives, like
Ooh.
to a T. And I honestly want to watch it for a second time.
I mean, it really was giving us everything, and it was kind of nice because I actually felt like some of it felt real, because
Mm.
Dorit and Kyle and Erica are all actual friends. Aside, you brought it up like the Sutton and the Rinna fighting, like we've just seen that for so long, it's over it. But I felt like last night felt actually kind of real, which so I think
Mhm.
that's why I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, we have seen the core four, Erica, Dorit, Kyle, and Renna
Yeah.
have each other's backs, for years, and to finally
Mm-hmm.
see that not necessarily crack, but at least for
Sure.
Kyle to kind of put her foot down and shake things up a little
Yes.
bit, even though I know that wasn't her intention. I know she really did feel that way. It was just nice to
Yeah.
see them, go through something as friends, and even though I think
Yes.
Kyle let Erica off very, very easily.
Easy.
That's how friendships work. That's how dynamics and friendships work. So I loved last night's episode.
Okay, so let's get into it. I feel like we kind of have to break down last night's episode into a few different parts because there really was a lot that went on. We obviously have the Kathy Hilton of it all. We've got Erica, and then we've got that ending scene. So let's start off with Kathy because we saw a little bit in the trailer or the very ending of last episode where, Kathy says, "Oh, my tequila is here" to Lisa Renna, and then Renna goes to the bar and orders 818. And so Kathy obviously felt like that was kind of a slap in the face. She gets really upset. She goes and tells Kyle that she's upset about it. She talks to Garcelle about it because she's upset that Kyle didn't say or do enough. And then Kathy is so upset that she ends up leaving the hat place. So I feel like that kind of started, Kyle's emotional roller coaster. I kind of feel like now that we've watched the scene that Kathy's reaction was a little bit of an overreaction. What did you think about the whole tequila situation?
Tequila Gay. I mean, who would have thought that Kathy's
Ay, ay,
spiral in
ay.
Aspen would have started over tequila? But
Tequila.
yeah, no, I mean, watching it in real time, I was like, Kathy, it is not that big of a deal until you remember who you're dealing with. When you're dealing with Lisa Renna, who's a professional housewife at this point, I
Yes.
think it really all boils down to whether or not you believe Lisa Rinna's intention. If you believe what she says and that she just wanted to try Kendall Jenner's 818 because she hasn't before and it was just a swig, if you believe her in that, then yes, Kathy is overreacting. But if you
Yeah.
believe that Lisa Renna, who knows what she's doing, who knows how to stir the pot, did this to get a reaction out of Kathy, then I don't necessarily think it's an overreaction. I think really the thing that had me laughing the most is when Renna went up to the bar, ordered the
Yeah.
818. The bartender put the bottle down on the bar, and the label was facing the bartender. And she very quickly
Uh-huh.
flipped the bottle around so that you could see
Mm.
tequila 818. Like, it was product
I
placement
didn't
at
even
its
pick up on
finest.
that.
She spun the whole entire bottle around so that we get a very clear
Which
shot of the
one?
label
The
on the front.
bartender or Renna?
The bartender. But still,
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was not something that somebody would do, just just sitting there serving
Yeah,
alcohol. They would pour it, they would put it
s-
down. They wouldn't twist
totally.
it and make sure that that label was in the front.
So what side are you on then? You're thinking you're on Kathy's side, is what I feel like I'm gathering.
I would say it's 60-40. I think that Kathy did
Okay.
overreact, but when she was like, "Oh, I
Okay.
wanna try Kendall Jenner 818," I loved that
Yeah.
moment was so funny. But,
That actually
yeah, I
was
just don't
really funny.
I don't trust Lisa's intentions, and I think that's why I side with Kathy more on this one.
Okay. You know what? I agree with you because you're right. Like everything Lisa does kind of there's a plan in place behind. She knows what she's doing. But in addition, they started drinking Kathy's tequila the rest of the night. They were
Mm.
making it in the drinks. They were talking about how good it was. Kyle was like, try this shot, try this tequila. We saw, I mean, they finished at one point. The bottle of the tequila is more than halfway gone. There's only like 1/4 left. So I feel like if Kathy stuck around, she might not have been so angry because they did start doing what she wanted, essentially.
Yeah, too little too late, I guess.
I guess so. Well, she decided to leave, so she won't even see it. Okay, so we'll put Kathy to rest for a second because obviously we've got to talk about Erika because there still was so much drama revolving around Erika. She decided to leave Kyle's house, which was a big deal for Kyle. She didn't show up to the hat place, also a big deal for Kyle. Dorit ended up staying with Erika the whole day, didn't show up at the hat place. Like the hat place really was, I feel like, the center of all this drama right now. What is it? What was it called? Yakisoba? Not yakisoba.
Uh,
Kumasabi. Kumasabi.
Kimosabi. I
Kimosabi,
think it was
right. There we go.
Kimosabi, yeah.
It was Kimosabi, 100%. Erika, we hear her, nonstop talking about, well, nobody's talking about the win that I had. And then obviously, like you said earlier, we felt like Erika really got let off easy in the conversation. Do you think that Erika should have showed up at Kimasabi? I feel like it was better that she stayed away.
I think it was also better that she stayed away. I think the problem with it is that, in that scene at the restaurant with Erica, Dorit, and Diana, they were making Erica was making it seem like Kyle was the one who was forcing them to pick sides when really I felt like it
Yeah,
was Erica who was making Dorit when she was on the phone with Kyle was like she's so upset I don't want to leave her. Okay, so who is the one that's causing this friction? It's Erica. Everybody else is with
yeah,
Kyle. And Kyle said, we've all been in these situations before. We've put on a brave face. We have been civil. So the fact that
yeah.
Erica didn't show up and do that, she's the one that's creating this divide. And I didn't like that she blamed that on Kyle.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't feel like I didn't feel like Erica was putting Dorit in the middle, and I didn't think Kyle was. I felt like Dorit put herself there because Kyle did say, "Well, go to the," or I'm sorry, Erica did say, "Well, go to the hat place, go to the hat place," when
Mhm.
Dorit came back and said that Kyle was really upset. I kind of feel like Dorit, could have done both. She had spent most of the day with Erica. She could have showed up at Kyle's hat place and, done that a little bit and done both sides.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
didn't
And
feel
I
like
I think
anybody.
after that
Yeah.
Yeah, after that conversation though with Kyle on FaceTime, it's like you
Mhm.
have a fight with your friend or your sister and then you're supposed to go hang out with them. You don't want to. So I can't
Yeah.
understand like why Dorit would have that reaction, but I still think that she should have went to the hat place to begin with because like you said, she spent the whole day with
Yeah.
Erica. She helped Erica pack and move out of Kyle's house. So like at
Yes.
this point, Erica's fine. She's cheersing to
Yeah.
her
She's taken
win
care
of the
of.
day. Like you can leave her alone
Yeah.
for a second.
And by the way, I mean I love Mauricio, but I loved when Mauricio stepped in and was like, just, like you guys are friends, whatever. I thought it was so endearing that moment.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were like, "Why is Mauricio there?" Like any other husband, they'd be like, "Why is this guy here?"
Yeah.
But a secret, you know, an underlying layer of Beverly Hills that I love is Mauricio and PK and their relationship together.
Yes.
And that's why I don't think
Mhm.
Dorit can ever be demoted, especially after last season, the entertainment value that PK gave us. I'm like, Dorit can't be demoted because
Yes.
PK is the star of the show. So yeah, I did like that moment too. It would have been even better if PK was there. But Mauricio, he did what he was supposed to do as a husband in trying to help his
Yes.
wife mend some fences.
I thought it was sweet. And also, Morgan, can we talk about the scene where Kathy pulls on the door and Erica's like, no, keep it locked? Did they not totally blow that out of the water in the trailer? And then when we watch it, it's nothing of what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding? I literally was dumbfounded when I watched that episode play out or that scene.
Yeah, well, in the trailer, they made it seem like that was gonna be in reference to Kathy specifically because we know something big
Yeah.
is coming with Kathy. We finally got it
Yeah.
at the end of last night's episode where something happened, and Rena witnessed it. So we all thought that that was gonna be in response to what we find out happened with Kathy
Yeah.
in regards to Kyle. But it wasn't. So yeah, they do that though. They're sneaky with the trailers. They try to throw
I
you off.
know.
So we'll
It irritated me. And then,
see.
okay, I think before we move on to just the very ending to wrap it up, do you think I have to say, Erica? I think explained herself so much better, not excusing any kind of behavior or what she's said, but I feel like she was a little bit more. Uh, it was easier to understand her a little bit more when she was talking with Kyle. Did she redeem herself at all to you from that conversation from the previous episode?
I will say no, just because we've been on this ride with Erica before. And I know that Erika Jayne and Erika Girardi are two different people, but I also feel like we get two different Ericas a lot. And it's like you
Mm-hmm.
don't know who is the real Erika. And I think it all boils down to what Kyle said the last episode. If this were me or you or Kyle, how would you handle it? And I do understand what Erika is saying. She doesn't want to say or do anything that is going to imply that she
Apply.
knew
Yeah.
something, that she is guilty of something. You have to walk that line very, very carefully. But I feel like
Yeah.
any one of us would say on an Instagram statement, I mean, how hard is this? I know that this is such a terrible situation. I am dealing with my own stuff as well, but I want everybody to, whatever. Please be patient with me.
Yeah.
Let the legal system play out. But she attacks everybody, and that's the issue.
Mhm.
And the people in her friend circle are gonna have questions. We as viewers have tons of questions. And when you're
Yes.
constantly in defense mode, nobody hears what you're saying because they only will take away that oh, she just attacked me for asking her a question, which in my opinion makes her look more guilty than she may or may
Yes.
not be. And I don't think
Mhm.
Erica knew anything. Honestly, like
Yeah.
because I mean, I'm not married and I don't know much about financial situations, but I am engaged. In any financial situation that my fiance can do for me, I let him do it and I don't even think twice about it. And
You
that's
don't
on
ask
I'm not
questions.
even
Yeah.
close to making the amount of money that Erica and Tom made. So it's like,
Yeah.
yes, I could see how that would happen. But when she acts like
Totally.
this, it makes people impossible to feel any type of sympathy for her going through something as well.
Yes. I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. But I was glad that she did have that moment with Kyle because I feel like she did articulate herself a little bit, but I mean, she just is it's that is a portion is so small compared to when she doesn't articulate herself very well.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's move on so we can wrap up, the episode's conversation. We end the episode with the text messages. I don't know exactly who Lisa is texting, but we see Lisa's texts that say Kathy just went off saying the most hateful, nasty things towards, Kyle. And then it ends
Mhm.
with to be continued. What were your thoughts of the? And then obviously, we've been seeing like what we just had up for everybody. Obviously, Kathy's been texting Lisa afterwards, and Lisa is just not having any is not wanting to hold any kind of secrecy with Kathy right now. Where is your head at with this whole situation?
I mean, as a lover of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the drama is unmatched, and I am here for the tea, and I want to know what went down in that Sprinter
I
van or
know.
whatever it was,
I
and I
don't
wanna
think
know
we
what was
will,
said.
Morgan.
I know, and that's what I don't like about it, because at this point, we know there's a long history of feuding, specifically between Kathy and Kyle. I mean, we have been
Mhm.
watching Beverly Hills for 10 plus years, and we know that
Yeah.
they go through seasons where they're not speaking for years, and then they're good again, and then they're bad again, and
Mhm.
it's like, okay, they're finally in a good place. Like I said before, Lisa Rinna is such a professional housewife that she's like, I have to bring this to the show. I have to tell
Yeah.
Kyle, what I heard her say. When it's like, really, you don't. You don't have to, especially if there's alcohol involved. You can just say, this is not my place, to get into the middle of these sisters who have a long history
Yeah.
of, going back and forth. But it's Lisa Rinna. So, like, what do you expect from her? I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like in a normal situation with normal people, I would wish that they would stay out of it and just let the sisters hash it out.
I agree in terms of, after on social media. I think what Lisa's been doing on social media has been like a little much. But my thought process is, if I have a really good friend and their sister just spewed like really hateful, unkind things, like that would be really difficult for me to
Mhm.
to
Bottle up.
keep to myself. Yeah. And especially because given their history. And by the way, I feel like if it were any other housewives, we would see that sprinter van footage, but I think Kathy Hilton is like the powers that be, and is like the would be afraid to release it. I
Well,
feel like they
they
have it.
have they have cameras in those cars
Yeah.
at all
Yeah.
times. So, it's like they really do have the power if they want to show what happened. And
Yeah.
not only is Kathy's such a fan favorite at this point, but also Kyle. I She produces on the show. She's, the
Mm,
OG. She is the center
yeah.
of Housewives at Beverly Hills. And I've
Mhm.
heard some rumors about the reunion where
Yeah.
Kyle takes a lot of the heat when it comes to
Yes. I
her
heard this also.
relationship with Kathy. So, as much as it might be Kathy telling Bravo not to air it, I think there is a possibility that it might be Kyle as well.
Hmm. Speaking of the reunion, Erica was on Watch What Happens Live last night, where Andy sort of talked about the reunion, and he was like, that was like a doozy, like a crazy one. And Erica basically said, she was like, yeah, as a testament to almost like how bad the reunion was, she goes, we didn't
Well,
even take a
it's
cast
easy to label
photo.
people when they are at their absolute lowest going through something in real time on television. But anytime that she would like to come on down and mix it up with us, I'm sure that we could unmask the ugly parts of her personality as well.
So that clip was in reference to Jennifer Lawrence that we were talking about earlier. So I'll just put a pin in what I was saying right now and get back to it. Let's talk about what Erica just said on Watch What Happens Live, because Jennifer Lawrence in an interview referring to the last episode of Beverly Hills called Erica evil, and that she
Evil.
needed a publicist. And that is what Erica's response was. Have you seen that? Slash, did you see that before we got together? Because I watched it live last night and I was I was like, "Oh, no she didn't." Like that was what what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so honestly, I feel like Jennifer Lawrence is speaking for all, like, she's not saying anything that we don't all feel. Like, we all feel
Yeah.
like Erica needs a publicist. Like, is
Yes.
evil a strong word? Yes. Have we all thought it? Probably. I have. I've thought that she's been a little. I thought she's been narcissistic. I've used the word sociopath. Um but like I said, we see two sides to Erica all the time where it's like, I don't know which one
Yes.
is really her. So I guess I'm just surprised that Erica is surprised that people have that reaction towards what they're seeing. So much so that she would say,
Yeah.
we can unmask, the ugly parts of her personality too. I would love to know what Erica's talking about. I don't think she even knows what she's talking
I
about,
don't think
but
she's, yeah. I don't think she's referencing anything specific. I think she's just
Mhm.
saying you have a little alcohol and you have girls hounding you and you might not showcase your best self also either. I mean, I kind of thought it was like a really good response. Not that I'm like on this team, but I was like, I'm like, if someone's coming for you, like that's kind of a good clapback, no?
Yeah. But I mean, I
Okay,
really don't think that Jennifer Lawrence meant any harm by it. I think she's just reacting the same way that all of us have to this show that
sure.
sometimes we forget these are real people and not just,
Yeah.
characters.
There's a difference. I feel like in Jennifer, like, look at her face, right? She's kind of like smiling, like sort of, a little like laughing about it. Erica's very stoic, and
Mhm.
this, there's no sarcasm in it for her. So,
Yeah,
referring
absolutely.
to what I was saying earlier about the reunion, so during that same time, that same conversation with Andy, they were talking about the reunion, and Erica had made a note that they didn't take a cast picture afterwards. They always come together and take a cast picture when it's over. There was no hugging, anything like that. And Andy was like, yeah, I wasn't even going to try to push that. Like, so this reunion must have been a really kind of bad one for all parties.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the same thing. I saw the same clip that you
Yeah.
did. So, there's definitely bad blood in Beverly Hills right now.
That should be like the new title, Bad Blood in Beverly Hills. There we aren't they I don't think we've gotten a song from the girls of Beverly Hills yet. We had Orange
Oh,
County
yeah.
ending with the song, and who was the other one? Oh,
New
New
Jersey
Jersey
did
with
a
the
song,
songs.
yeah.
So now we need Bad Blood in Beverly Hills. Okay, let's finally put Beverly Hills to rest because there is more in the Bravo universe than just them. Winter House season 2. Now, I know you watch Winter House. I am so bad I don't because I haven't ever even gotten into Summer House, which I'm like everybody's like you need to watch it, you need to watch it. But at this point I know. But I feel like I'm too far. Like I'm not going to know anything.
You can start at season 3, and we're only on season
Okay.
6. So that's not that much. You can catch up. You have time.
Okay. Okay, you're right. That actually isn't that much, but it felt like a lot. So, all right, the trailer for Winter House season 2 just dropped. We've got the cast. We've got Paige, Kyle, Amanda, Craig, Austin, Jason, Luke, and Sierra. All of them are returning. A few new faces. We've got Craig's old fraternity brother, Corey Kiefer, and Jason's friend, Jesse and Rachel. Obviously, notably missing from the cast photo, Lindsay and Carl, but from the trailer, we do see them show up at one point. Also, Andrea, which I know you spoke to him a few months ago where he said he wouldn't be returning, right?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
He had just rekindled things with his girlfriend Lexi, and he really just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to take some time and be with her and not be in that chaotic environment because it is very much so.
To say the
It's a spring
least.
break house in the middle of winter.
Literally, yeah, because this was filmed back in, I want to say, was it March?
I don't know the answer to that
Somewhere
question.
around
No, I think
then.
it no, I think it was honestly, I think it was like November, December.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was
Okay.
right after Lindsay and Carl had started dating, which was very
Okay.
shortly after Kyle and Amanda's wedding, which was in September.
Okay. Well, they're really taking their time putting out Winter House then.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. Maybe it was January. I don't know. It was sometime in that
Okay.
area.
Sometime in the winter.
Right, right.
I think that's a good guess. Yeah. And also got the Tom showing up, Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval, which for me is somebody who doesn't keep up. I do keep up with Vanderpump, but not with like Winter House. I was shocked by this. I'm assuming this is not new news, but like since you're in the mix of it, how did the Tom get like pulled in here?
So the word on the street is that the Toms were actually supposed to go to season 1 of Winter House. But
Oh,
the reason for them not doing it was because their significant others, Katie and Ariana, didn't necessarily want them to go without the girls. And obviously, now that
okay.
we see the dissolution of Tom and Katie's marriage, that might not have played as such a prominent factor in Tom Schwartz going to season
Yeah.
2 of Winter House. Obviously, that's all just speculation. Don't know if it's true, but it checks out.
Well, we do know that he, during the trailer, he talks a little bit about the divorce, kind of saying that he's having a hard time, that he doesn't know if he can see, his life without her. There's obviously, I mean, there's always drama when it comes to this group. The new guy, Corey, says he is pursuing all of the women, but none of them know it. We've got Austin and Sierra with some unresolved feelings. Paige says this is the longest time that her and Craig have ever spent together, and she's terrified about it. And it looks like Craig goes off on Luke, telling him he'll throw them through the window. Apparently, he touched Paige. Something happened there. Looks like Craig leaves the house. I mean, what are you from the trailer? What drama or what are you most excited to see?
Okay, I have to toot my own horn for a second because let me tell you,
yes. Okay.
when the trailer for this past season of Summer House came out, there were these rumors on Dumois that Paige and Luke were getting a little touchy-feely at that palm tree festival. Now they never ended up airing this on the show. And we were all like,
Okay.
why wasn't this on the show? I found out that they actually didn't film it. But there was a lot of Dumois rumors around that. So a couple months later, I had Luke on my podcast. And I said, Luke, what went on at Palm Tree Festival? Like at this point, Craig and Paige were not officially dating yet, but there were rumors that they were headed that way. And he wouldn't give me a straight answer, but he did say, if Paige wants to hang on me, I'll hang on her all day. And he said that. And that kind of spawned a little bit of conflict between Craig and Luke on Watch What Happens Live appearances and podcast appearances and whatever. But this all happened before Winter House. So I'm thinking there might have been a lot of buildup to this moment between Luke and Craig because we had been seeing some back and forth between the two of them for a couple of months. And if I was right about my conspiracy theory about Luke and Paige, I am going to literally scream it from the mountaintops. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to the Toms being in Vermont. I think it's going to add such a unique dynamic. Obviously, I'm excited to see Lindsay and Carl. It's going to be their first debut on a show as a couple because they ended Summer House kind of up in the air. I'm just excited. I love this cast so much. I love this show. I love that they're bringing all of my favorites together, and I cannot wait.
Who are the Toms friends with? Or are they just friends with all of them because they're all in like the Bravo universe?
Yeah, I would say that they're friends with the boys, Austin and Craig. And especially now, Austin and Craig are kind of following in the Tom's footsteps. They're trying to open up a restaurant business in New York City. Just like Tom and Schwartz opened up Tom Tom and also Schwartz and Sandy's. So I'm assuming that they talk business, but also I think that they're just pretty good friends in general. And Kyle and Amanda, they're good friends with.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be a good season. So do I need to watch Summer House to watch Winter House? Like, yes.
No.
So I know the dynamics,
I don't think you
right?
do. I don't think you do. I think if you watch season 1 of Winter House, they do a good job of explaining things to the viewer who might not have watched the other shows.
Okay. Well, I will have to get on it then because half of these people I love anyways, so I don't know why I'm not watching them. But for everybody, Winter House season 2 premieres October 13th. So a little less than a month away for me to get caught up. But I think that is it for our Bravo headlines today. I'm not sure if we have any comments from our viewers. It doesn't look like it, so we're gonna wrap things up. Let us know down in the comment section though, like what you guys think of everything we talked about, the whole J-Law and Erika drama, from the episode, what you're looking forward to from Winter House season 2. We always love to know what you guys are thinking, so drop those down below. And before you do that, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, you know the drill, so you never miss any of our future Bravo headlines or any of our other videos. We're always chatting celebrity and entertainment news. I'm your host, Blakely McHugh, with Morgan Wright. You can see our social media handles on the screen. Drop by, give us a follow, and say hello, and we'll see you next time, you guys.